Hello everyone. Today's video is going to be about NeverSinks Filterblade loot filter. I've been commonly asked a question about the white base items that can be chanced into unique items and why they are not showing up even though they have a very high value. Like a heavy belt going for 5 exalts, stellar amulet going for, a few exalts here and there, and then Viper caps, which were about like 20 exalts, now leading up to 30 exalts, just simply not showing up on the loot filter. And the reason behind that is because these loot filters don't have uh, a way to filter based on the economy at this point in time, just because the developers, GGG, just simply haven't created that feature yet for people who are creating these loot filters to have that kind of database to work with automatically, anyways. So basically, what we're looking at here is the soft, regular, and semi-strict filter, which will have the chance bases. A lot of people have been putting strict or above, and that's why those white bases are simply not showing up in game. So what we're going to do for this video is we're going to select the strict filter just so that we get a pretty good idea of what's going on, and maybe I can even help you reduce some of the clutter that might be on your screen. We'll see here shortly. So what we're going to do is go to the Customize tab, and if you see any changes, just make sure you reset on all of them. We're going to go to the Chancing tab, and as you can see on this type of filter, heavy belts, it's crossed out because it's disabled. So we're going to click Show. We're going to add Viper Cap. And of course, if you think there's any other items of value, you can certainly add them. Personally, I like to make the font a little bit bigger, makes the hitbox bigger, it's easier to collect these. We're going to go ahead and change the text up a little bit, give it a nice fancy green to go with the theme of the current expansion. Yep, and we're going to have this here. Background could be kind of left black. That way it's easy to see. If you guys wanted symbols, you can change your symbols here. If you guys want your colors of your beams to be different, you can also change that. You can also change the sound of the loot filter here. You can make it sound like a mirror dropping or just simply a high value item. If for any reason you want to add more bases at a certain item level or level requirement, you could add a new rule here, and let's say put like attuned wands, and you can do at least level, and then make it like 82 or something if you're trying to go that route. If maybe you're not trying to chance for unique items and you're just trying to craft a rare and you just want to pick up bases or something, it makes it a lot easier to detect, especially if you're like in a juiced area and there's just a lot of stuff on the floor. Another thing you could do is to kind of help reduce clutter, like I was saying earlier, you can change the gold anywhere from a font size. You could change the colors, and for your bigger drops, you can change the colors of the stars. You can even add sounds. You can even add like a beam on your map. That way, you're making sure you're picking up these bigger gold piles, because I know sometimes it's kind of hard to have a lot of gold if you're kind of playing solo and you're not juicing maps all the time, stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's it for this section here. And now when we go to simulate, I know Viper Caps drop in an item level if like 40 or so. They're very common in Act 3, and I am hoping that we can kind of see what's going on here. Should drop. Oh, there we go. Look at that. So, as I said, having a nice black background makes it a lot easier to see with this green that matches the expansion theme. When you're looking at this versus everything else, it's going to be a lot easier to see. You're going to go click, click, boom, keep walking. You might click this, you might even click this. But, compared to everything else, you're going to keep going. And then as you change the strictness of your filter, you're going to see a lot less stuff. But now that we made that change for the chancing, you can drag this, and the change that you just made is going to work for all of these. So now that we have that as like a permanent written thing, you can, again, scale it down, see more white items. You could scale it up, and you're going to see a lot less junk. You can even see how it's starting to hide some of the small packs of gold, stuff like that. Anyways, thank you for watching this filter. I hope this is going to help make your game much smoother and much quicker, and I hope you guys drop a lot of divines and mirrors along the way. Good luck, guys.